Hello, everybody. So it is currently December 5th, and we are here to do a weekly reading. Feel free to share this out with friends if you would like. I'm just going to take a moment here as I am underneath my new Robin Horseman Readings Facebook page, and I'd like to share this out so I can reach more people. As well, this will also be underneath my Robin Horseman Readings YouTube channel, so you can check that out in any of the links in the comments as well. And please make sure you're following me not just underneath my Facebook and my YouTube, but also underneath my TikTok and Instagram. So I'm looking to grow all of my channels so I can do more card readings, etc. So if you do happen to catch me live, this is a new Facebook page, so I am just starting to grow it, but you are welcome to ask for a message as well. This is an opportunity for me to do some free card pulls as well. So just sharing this out. And we are working from the 5th to the 11th. We also have a full moon coming in here as well. In that full moon's in Gemini, I will also be doing a full moon reading, so make sure you check that out. Also, if you'd like to go underneath my membership group and get my ritual there, you can get all of our previous rituals as well, get all the Theta Healing downloads that will be happening underneath the full moon directly on the 7th. So if you have any questions about that, you can just email me, robinhorsemanreadings@gmail.com. If you are still set up underneath my Robin's Healing, you can also contact me that way. That's no big deal as I'm transitioning over. My website is still robinshealing.com, and I'm going to be keeping it that way until I see fit. All right, so let's see what messages come up here. Okay, so this is my Mystical Shaman deck. All right, the Ancient Ones. Okay, so when we go into like a theme, what I'm getting here is respect. I'm feeling like there's this desire to have more human-to-human contact, and it feels important to make eye contact, to shake people's hands, to walk into somebody's home and be polite, be respectful. And it's almost like people are they're relearning how to be humans again. And I feel like that's related to some of the changes that we've been going through energetically, but it also feels like our nervous systems at this time need some shifting and growing as well. So that's going to be a little bit different for everyone. Of course, if you want to get your own personal reading, you can go to robinshealing.com and book in there. The Holy Mountain. All right. So as we start off our week, which would be today, tomorrow, into the next day, we have number 25. And this represents someone who might have some stressors. It makes sense where the holidays are coming up. I also did my December reading. So underneath my YouTube channel, you'll be able to see the December reading. What comes up here is when we start to get overly stressed, like overwhelmed, we're overtired, we're over-exaggerating, it just feels like we might even consider that being under the weather. So if your mental health, emotional health isn't in tune as you'd like it to be, it's okay to not dismiss that and just be like, you know what, I'm under the weather. And treat yourself as if you had some form of sickness, okay? That just feels really important to acknowledge because our health comes up in different forms, all right? So with this full moon coming in midweek, we're going to be seeing a lot of people who are strapped for cash, people who are maybe putting energy onto other people when they're feeling certain ways. So it's really important to, again, respect yourself and your own harmony in your physical body. So if you're not taking care of your outer shell, your body, then what's going to happen is you might feel like, again, that stress gets more increase. So are you doing things to take away stuff, like problem solve? That's why we get healings and readings. I also do theta healing. I just upgraded my last certificate, and it's you and your inner, I want to say inner child, but it's not. It's your inner world. Inner circle. Oh my goodness, it's still early for me. I'm still drinking my coffee. But the fact that I was saying inner child might tell me that when we start to act out, that was one of the things that we learned in our class, is that some people haven't learned how to adult and then also how to go into sage. And so essentially what that means is that when we want to be productive, there are different forms of productivity. So this might look like someone who is having a bad day, as I was saying, and then they pull inward to do some of their own channeling exercises, right? So if you own some cards, maybe pulling up some cards, doing some journaling on this, sorting out some of your thoughts, going outside, going for the nature walk, sitting in that quiet contemplation. And then you might have someone else who it's challenging to rationalize with because they're not grounding themselves, they're not earthing themselves. And so when it comes to relationships, we want to make sure that we're not impacting others in a negative way, right? Especially if they're sensitive. So we don't want to panic about that. However, we want to be respectful of not just how we're treating ourselves, but where our energy is. So that's why I was saying if we treat ourselves as if we're under the weather, we're going to be helping other people as well, because we want to feel like we're in our best version of ourselves. We're in our best physical body that we can possibly be. So it definitely feels like we're making some changes and we're growing. And some people might be pretending like they're feeling fine, but they're not, and they're putting on their happy faces. And maybe, again, that was something that you were taught as a younger person, to not be negative. However, when we do have any type of full moon energy, this is an opportunity for us to reconstruct our path. And so our mindset is going to be super important at this time. Okay. And by the way, if you guys aren't watching this underneath Robin Horseman Readings Facebook business page, then I won't be able to see the comments. You actually have to be following me under where I'm doing the video, just to let you know. So also, sometimes what happens when we do lives is it looks like I'm still live, but I'm not, because that red thing around the profile stays red for quite a while, and then it disappears. So you just want to, by using the comments, say hello, and I'll be able to respond to you that way. Okay, so upper world, definitely we're moving on, but there are some people who are not treating, it feels like, aren't treating others with respect. Okay, so the vision quest here, as we transition throughout our week, is we're really working on I feel like what's coming up is like our physical bodies it feels like, even what's coming up here, it's almost like it's related to intimacy. And it feels like there are some people who aren't feeling the best in their intimate relationships. And when they're not feeling that way, they're not listening to their intuition in relation to that. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. So keeping it going throughout our week, we'll say going into the 10th, 11th, even the 12th for some people. You can also check out my past weekly readings underneath weekly readings through my playlists. Check out all my playlists that I have underneath YouTube. You'll be able to see rituals and practices, how to do a full moon ritual if that's something you're feeling guided towards doing and you're not underneath my membership. Our eagle here is saying that community work is really important. So this makes sense that with the holidays, we do get a little bit more involved with the community. Hopefully we are. And so this is really where we get to create beautiful group settings. We get to love each other. We get to give gifts to people who maybe we don't even know, like strangers, people maybe who don't have enough food around the holidays. This is also maybe going to a concert, craft shows, This is like when politics are coming up around this time of year, it feels like it's okay to express how you feel about those politics. Typically, I wouldn't suggest to do that, but under these circumstances, I feel like it's like safe for you to express how you're feeling about world changes, about community changes. If you don't, it feels like you might be the odd man out standing, meaning like everybody else is sharing their thoughts and feelings. So don't be afraid to express who you truly are. And that might be a part of your gifts. So as we sum up this reading, as we transition, I get that throughout our week, just the respecting yourself is so important, and reminding yourself of how you're treating other people along the way, because often the way that we're treating other people is a reflection of also how we're treating ourselves. So it's really being kind to each other, and do unto others the way you would want someone to do unto you. And if you are committing to new healthy patterns of living a little bit earlier, as we have 2023 creeping in, what's going to happen is this full moon might take you by surprise. Okay, so when you watch the full moon reading, it's going to be really interesting to see how that's going to impact you. Intuitively, I come on and do my readings, so please again make sure that you're following me so you can catch me live and get some of those card pulls. Other than that, I just really appreciate people who comment. If you're catching this on the replay, let me know. Let me know if you enjoyed these so I can continue doing this. And of course, it's my goal to run a business here as well. So if you are taking the time to subscribe and like, it's so appreciated. I love you all, and I hope you have a beautiful week and upcoming weeks. Bye for now.